In global geopolitics, major shifts rarely begin with speeches or dramatic announcements. They often start quietly through decisions that appear technical or routine. Sometimes the signal of change is not a statement, but the appearance of a particular system on the battlefield. Recently, attention has turned to one name, 9M729, a low-flying, radar-evading cruise missile that does not call attention to itself, yet influences strategic thinking in ways that are anything but small. Some view it as just another weapon. But for those who study power dynamics and long-term strategy, its presence suggests something else, a different way Russia is communicating with the world, not through declarations, but through capability that can be seen and intent that remains unstated. The real question is no longer what this missile can do, but why it is being used now. The 9M729 is not designed to impress visually. Its purpose is to work from the background. It avoids visibility. Flying low to the ground, adjusting its path according to terrain and digital guidance, it blends into the landscape. On modern radar systems, a signature like this often appears too late. Even on advanced air defense networks, detection can occur only after the window to respond has already closed. And that leads to a fundamental strategic question. If a defensive system cannot reliably detect an attack in time, what does the concept of defense really mean? This is where the 9M729 begins to reshape thinking. Because its power does not rely on the size of its warhead. Its power lies in the uncertainty it creates. The estimated range of at least 1,200 kilometers and possibly up to 2,000 or more in certain configurations reintroduces a key idea in military planning: distance as strategic influence. Distance determines who can act first, from where action can be taken, and how much movement is required before action begins. With systems like this, the traditional concept of a front line becomes less meaningful. Russia does not need to move aircraft, reposition fleets, or shift borders to influence outcomes. A single mobile launch vehicle, relocated quietly from time to time, places strategic infrastructure across a wide portion of Europe within reach. This is not loud, dramatic escalation. It is strategic positioning that encourages careful calculation. When geography can be crossed without physical movement, the focus shifts from territory to timing. And timing is always harder to predict. The ability to carry either a conventional or a tactical nuclear warhead is not simply a technical detail. It creates intentional uncertainty. When a missile is launched, observers cannot immediately determine whether it is targeting infrastructure or signaling a warning or aiming to disrupt command systems or escalating towards something more severe. No early warning system can confirm the warhead type mid-flight. This is not a flaw, it is a form of strategic communication. A state with this capability does not need to raise its voice. Its options speak for it. This is the language of high-level strategy, a language not spoken aloud, but understood clearly. Since the end of the INF Treaty, there are no legal limits on range or production volume. Reports indicate expanded shifts and increased activity at missile production facilities. There are no official numbers, but absence of numbers is not absence of activity. Satellite observations show more mobile launchers. Operational patterns suggest supply stability. No signs of shortages or delays appear in the field. This suggests a process that is being developed methodically, not rushed, not performed for display, but built to endure. Power that is built quietly is often the kind that is intended to last. In a world with shifting political and military landscapes, power is not always held by those who speak the loudest. Often it rests with those who can make others pause and reconsider their assumptions. The 9M729 is not just a military tool, it is a signal. A signal that future strategy may not hinge on territory or force of numbers, but on the ability to shape uncertainty. When uncertainty becomes part of daily strategic calculation, the global balance enters a new chapter. So the question is no longer who is stronger. The question becomes who can remain steady in a space where answers are not immediately clear. This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments. We continue this discussion with clarity and understanding.